Okay, in part A, we bought one call option with strike of 45. We sold two 50 strike call options, and we bought one 60 strike call option. Probably the easiest way to do this, if you're not real familiar with this, then with doing this, then you would probably want to construct a table. List, it's the first column, the spot prices at expiration, or stock prices if they're stock options. Here I've ranged from 40 to 70 with increments of 5. Uh, First, we look at the uh, first call option, the one that we bought. Is not going to. It has a strike price of 45. Its payoff is the max of 0 and S minus 45. So it doesn't become positive until we get to something above 45. So at 46 it'd be 1. At 50 it's 50 minus 45 is 5. At 55 it's 10. 60 minus 45 is 15, and so on. So here's the payoffs from the first call option. The second call option, the second, we sold two call options with strike of 50. They won't have a positive payoff until we're above 50, and we would owe that. Those are potential liabilities. So it'd be 2 times the max, or negative 2 times the max of 0 and S minus K again, and S minus K is positive when S is greater than 50. So uh, it's zeros until 50, and then above 50 it's 55 minus 50 is 5 times 2. 60 minus 50 is 10 times 2, and so on. So we have the payoffs from the two call options that we sold. And now the third call option we bought, paid $2 for it, and it has a strike of 60, and so it does not have a positive payoff until uh, we reach above 60. It's a 65, it's 5, and at 70, it's 70 minus 60 is 10. Now the total cash flows from all three positions is the sum. We would just sum across these rows. So zeros here, zeros at 45, then 5 plus zeros plus 0 is 5 at 50, 0 at 55, 10 minus 10, and then negative 5, 15 minus 20. And we can see that 20 minus 30 plus 5 is also negative 5. So if you were to plot the total cash flows after summing across the rows, you would get this. You'd be plotting these points, the coordinates 40 and at stock price 40, the payoff is 0, 0, 5, 0, negative 5 at 60 and above. So we'll be graphing these numbers. Or actually, how I do it is I don't typically draw up a table, but if they're all call options, then we know that to the left, from left to right with call options, I would go from right to left with put options, but because below the lowest strike price, all the call options are out of the money and have 0 payoff. So below 45, the payoff is 0. Let's use a straight edge for these things, 0. And then above 45, between 45 and 50, before up into between the lowest and the next lowest strike price, it's going up by 1. We just have that one call option paying off. And it's just going to go, well, I put the 5 too high, but anyway, that's supposed to be a slope of 1. Between 45 and 5, the payoff goes from 0 to 5. Just connecting the dots. And then we sold two call options with a strike price of 50. So the first call option is going to have a decrease our payoff by 1 for every dollar above 50 that we go, and the second call option that we sold is going to make it so it's decreasing by 2. So whereas it would have kept going up by 1 with a slope of 1, now it's going down 1 minus 2 basically, or negative 1 per unit increase in the price of the underlying asset, and the next strike is 60. So it's going to have a slope of negative 1 between 50 and 60. And then above 60, it would have continued down with a slope of negative 1 there, if not for that third call option with strike price of 60, which brings the slope from negative 1 to 0. That is, we would have continued to lose $1 for every increase of $1 in the stock price, but now we're gaining $1 from that third call option with a strike of 60 to cancel it out effectively. So it should be at 5. Because between 50 and 60, it went down by 10 from positive 5 to negative 5. Positive 5 to negative 5. I don't know why that didn't draw. There we go. And then we know that the cost, or the cash flow initially, was, well, had it written down there. Initially, we bought a call option with a strike price of 9, sold 2 with, with premium of 9, so that cost us $9. We sold 2 for 6 each, so that's 12. And then we bought one that cost 2 for, so the net cash flow at time 0 is going to be plus 1. That shifts this whole, ignoring interest, it says interest is 0. Or, well, if it doesn't give you an interest rate, then just assume it's 0. We would add 1 to this green line at every point. So, I guess I'm feeling Christmassy today. We're going to put 1 there, and this is being increased from -5 to -4. And between, let's see, 0 and 45, we have a profit of $1, as none of the call options would be exercised. And so you just get to keep that initial cash flow of 1. And between 45 and 50, we go from 1 to increase by 5, so it go up to 6. Oops, should probably just put the point there. And then from 50 to 60, it goes down by 10 from 6 to -4. And then above 60, it's a flat line at 4. So we're just adding 1 to the payoff line at every point.